It's been a historic season for NCIS Los Angeles. The crime show celebrated its 200th episode this season. And although season 9 is coming to a close with just a few episodes left, they promise to be action-packed. Here is a preview of Sunday night's episode.
Pull over for a pour-over?
It's alliteration.
It's an abomination.
Change is good. Change is necessary.
There is nothing necessary about having an over-caffeinated teenager tell you to be well at 7 in the
I'm surrounded by NIMBYs.
Well, somebody took over my local greasy spoon. Now when I walk in, I'm accosted by subway tiles while 4 guys named Jeff with a G ask me how I want to rock my eggs.
You know what? You both should learn to adapt. Trust me, you'll be better for it.
The only way I'm going to adapt is if I buy a Fiat and learn how to pout.
I'm pretty sure you just need the Fiat.
Hello. How could I forget?
Chris O'Donnell plays Special Agent Callan on the show, and he is with us here. What's up?
Not too much. Just stopping into the city. It's good to be out of L.A. for a little while.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I mean, L.A. is a tough town. I mean, isn't it? As a New Yorker, I feel
well,
like
it's where my home is now and my family is, and I forgot how far behind you guys are with spring here. I got off the plane yesterday and it was freezing, but today's a beautiful day, so it's better to be in the city today.
Yeah. Well, we're happy to have you. So let's talk about first of all, celebrating 200 episodes.
Yeah.
Did you ever, when you signed up for this, what'd you think?
You know, anytime you're doing a TV show, you just hope that it makes it through the first season. Then you think, okay, let's get to 100 episodes, and maybe it'll get syndicated in that. You know, 200 episodes, it's shocking. I remember the first time I met LL, the first time we did our first table read, and we did a joint read because we were on with NCIS, the original cast, and I saw Mark and Michael and all those guys walk in, and I saw how familiar they were with each other, and I'm looking at the cast from our show thinking, am I going to be that close with these people I'm just meeting for the first time?
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm watching that clip right there, and like I miss those guys. We've been off for 3 weeks, and that's kind of my adopted family there.
Yeah. Well, we've had LL here on the show. How has your relationship with him grown? Not just on the show, but just personally.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like another brother, honestly, because we are as close as I've ever been with in any working relationship, and there's a certain level of trust and confidence that we have each other's back all the time, but we have a shorthand that is developed not only on screen but off screen. I mean, you know, I'll have family come visit me, and he starts doing impressions of my dad, who he's never met. My dad's dead at this point, but, you know, we know so much about each other's history, and, you know, I could say 2 words and have him in tears laughing so hard that we have to stop production. So it's fun. I've never done this. I always did films. I've never had a show that goes on for 9 seasons. It's been amazing.
And right now we're coming up on the season finale. What can we expect?
Amazing script for this one. It's a 2-parter, so it's 2 hours long. We have to go on a rescue mission south of the border. One of the main cast members gets shot. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talk about television, and we were just talking about that in the break, which is, you know, a lot of people are doing TV now. And, you know, when we were growing up, I mean, TV was sort of like, remember, like Fantasy Island or Love Boat.
You'd go to the Golden Globes, and it was like the movie actors were here, and, oh, the TV people are back in the nosebleed section. They'd win an award, and it would take like 10 minutes to get down to get their award. No, it's completely changed.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what is happening in television. It really is the golden age of television. Not only are all the networks firing all cylinders with big comedies and procedurals like ourselves, but then all these shows that you binge watch on Netflix or on HBO, and it's amazing. I mean, Meryl Streep's doing a show next year.
I know, that's just mind-blowing.
Yeah, but that's kind of where the action is. The whole system has changed. They're doing a lot of big action superhero films, and they're doing a couple tentpole movies with Leonardo DiCaprio or something like that. But then it's just a bunch of little independent films that are already made that they're buying and releasing.
Yeah.
They're just not making as many films. So really, the majority of the work is in television.
Well, it's also interesting that, you know, we're at 200 episodes now of NCIS LA, but when the show first started, it probably felt a lot different than it does now as television has blossomed, right?
Well, yeah, and that's to be expected. You watch an original episode of Seinfeld, they haven't even developed the characters of George or Kramer. You watch and you think, oh, that must be one of the first ones, because it hasn't really fleshed itself out yet. And we knew that going in. And at the beginning of the show, we would have to submit a lot of notes to the writer saying, I don't think that's consistent with my character or what we'd be doing. I never have to send notes anymore because they all know my voice now on the show, or my character's voice. And that's all been streamlined.
So I told you this before that I had to ask you about this because everybody who watches me at CBS News knows that I'm like the biggest Batman nerd. There are two things, Star Wars and Batman, that I love, and I love them all. I mean, you know, do you still talk to Clooney?
I run into him like at award shows.
Right.
It's kind of that's like our class reunion, and you'll go to award season at the parties. You run into everybody, and that's always kind of fun. No, I mean I grew up watching the television show. Of course, with Adam West, I still have my little Batmobiles. I was just cleaning out the basement because the kids have gotten bigger and we're getting rid of a lot of the toys, but we still hold on to the little Batman toys.
Awesome.
And some of them are the ones that I had when I was a kid.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy playing Robin?
I did. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably did one too many. The second one wasn't as good as the first, but. That wasn't, that was more a product of the studio just getting a little greedy.
Right.
They put one out immediately after we did the first one. The audiences weren't ready for it. The script wasn't ready. A lot of things weren't ready, but they just rushed it out. Usually they used to wait 3 or 4 years, and that one came really quickly. But no, it was an amazing kind of life changer for me. I mean, the international exposure you get off a show like that is just next level.
Right.
You see that nowadays with this new Avengers movie and Black Panther and that. But at the time when Batman Forever came out, that was the biggest opening of all time.
I remember. I mean, and I think if you
take... It was amazing. I think we did like 58 million or 53 million the first weekend.
And people's mind it was like...
I think this Avengers did 650.
I know.
I mean, that is...
Weekend one. It's out of control.
Yeah.
But I think if you take each of those movies on their own and you don't try to fit them in, like it's hard when you say you're following Nicholson and it's too difficult. If you just take the movies for their own, Batman and Robin or Batman Forever, and you just watch it without thinking about all the other stuff, then it takes on a different sort of meaning.
Yeah, and it's whatever generation of movies you grew up with, and then there's the Christian Bale version. So everyone has their different ones. I mean, I think it's a couple of the only movies my kids have ever seen of mine.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea, but we were here for Thanksgiving last year, and I said, oh, there's the Waldorf Astoria. That's where we did Son of a Woman. My kids are like, what are you talking about?
I know. We even talked about
when we did the scene. Remember outside?
They didn't know that.
They'd never seen it. I go, you've never seen it?
You don't walk around going hoorah.
I know. I'm gonna have a family film festival. I'm gonna have to sit them down.
You really should, man.
They haven't seen anything.
They should know what Dad's been up to.
Yeah,
for the
but it
last
actually
20
makes
years.
it kind of fun if we're watching TV on the couch and I'm flipping channels and all of a sudden there's a movie that I'm in and I'll just leave it on. My daughter will be like, "What are we watching?" I'm like, Is that you? It's like,
That's awesome.
That's me.
That's great. Yeah. Well, it is you, and we're so happy to have you here. Chris O'Donnell, thank you very much for coming by, man.
Thanks so much.
It.
Take care.
All right, you can watch NCIS Los Angeles Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern right here on CBS, and the season finale will be on May 20th starting at 8 p.m. Tune in. Still ahead.